Siamo nella sede della Conferenza dei Rettori delle Università Italiane e assistiamo alle discussioni e alla cerimonia di consegna dei diplomi di Master in Culture e Politiche Euro-Mediterranee, rilasciati dall'Università Telematica Internazionale Uni-Nettuno. Docenti e studenti hanno costruito insieme nuove conoscenze.
Good afternoon. So I am really pleased and delighted to welcome you, Ms. Nurozkam.
Yes.
To this ceremony for your final dissertation of the master degree. So let me introduce you for a while. Ms. Nurozkam was born in Izmir in Turkey, where she had the degree in international business administration, and she was attending this first edition of the Euro-Mediterranean Culture and Policy master degree program. She was a member of our class I was delighted to be your tutor for the second session only, but she was a very active and cooperative member of our class, discussing the integration policies and very, very peculiar issues of the culture of Europe, European Union, and the Euro-Mediterranean Union. And indeed, you devoted your final thesis to the neighborhood policy of the European Union and the consequences it has in the internal relationship of all members of the Euro-Mediterranean Union. I would invite you to just introduce to this audience and to your colleagues the conclusions of your thesis, which was a very huge effort to be updated and summarize your conclusion. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be with you here to graduate from this master's program. Thanks for everybody. My final dissertation was on the European Neighborhood Policy, the Euro-Mediterranean Partnership, the name of this master program, and the Union for Mediterranean. We know that Europe has neighbors by sea or land, and Turkey is geopolitically an important position of this international arena. And we know Turkey is a candidate country making negotiations with Europe. I want to choose this topic to tell them these important situations, points of this issue.
Could you just mention few multilateral or bilateral events in the last years involving your country, Turkey, and the Euro-Mediterranean Union, just to have the flavor in the audience of how huge is the efforts to cooperate? Thank you.
Turkey believes that it will be a good event for both parts, the neighboring states, Mediterranean states, the Europe, and Turkey is cooperative for this institution and want to take part in the Union for Mediterranean. But this partnership it benefits the both parts in social, cultural, political, economic.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
I just have a comment, which are a general one for all the students of this master, for the module I was concerned. And I was very pleased to have the exchange of all of you, because I found an interest from your part of Europe, an interest and a knowledge of European affairs. It was amazing from my point of view. I think a little few of European students have the same knowledge and the same interest you had demonstrated to us of yours. So I'm very pleased to have the honor of have been a tutor of this master and to have the opportunity to work with you. So thank you to all of you. And for your thesis, that was very interesting. Your approach The subject was Euro international currency, so the development and the implication of Euro in the integration process of European Union. So I give you the floor for just few words, if you want to say. I'm not really interested in all the very good work you've done on the preparatory briefing, what the EMU was, what is the Euro. I just want some few words from you of your really personal opinion on the implication of Euro in the development of European Union. You have done very well in your brief, so just a few speech.
Okay. As everybody knows, Euro is the official currency of the Eurozone of 16 countries, and I preferred this subject because I believe Euro is not just monetary policy. It's not only related to monetary. It's also a political one. I believe that every movement, every events in European Union is related to enlargement, integration. Euro is one of and the most important one. There are lots of benefits of the Euro, of the adoption of the Euro in 2002. I think it's a very important role for enlargement, for new members and for old members to catch up with. I'm so excited. Euro will be will be make next step further for Europe and for the candidate states. I believe it's the second largest currency after dollar, US dollar, and in crisis, for example, 2009 crisis, it has the benefits for member states, for Eurozone states, and also the other Eurozone states. So I preferred this subject. Euro is very important, I think.
Thank you. Just a brief commentary, because you wrote that the euro is not the currency of a superpower relating to the dollar and the United States. And I was smiling when I read that, because for Europeans, euro it has shown a weakness of the European Union. So it was interesting to see your point of view of euro compared to the dollars, which apparently, if I understand correctly, you think that euro was, it looks like better than the dollar because it's something more democratic. It's a democratic approach.
It's not only related, it's not just a monetary thing.
Okay.
It's also political. But I think dollar is not like that. I know in the European Union there is no government, one government, and there is no one organization for the monetary. For example, there is Eurogroup, includes of prime ministers or presidents. But euro is different from dollar. Yes, there was a hegemony of dollar, but after the adoption of euro, for the first time at the beginning, it shook its hegemony. And then, yes, I believe in the crisis, in the global crisis, it was not good as everybody waited for the euro, but it's not only monetary, it will serve in different files for Europe.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Good
just
evening.
a brief introduction. Mr. Ufuk comes from Turkey as previous two students. His thesis is entitled Financial Integration and Risk Sharing, the Role of the Monetary Union, so an argument similar to the precedent that your colleague has presented. Just introduce your work and...
I will introduce firstly myself. My name is Ufuk Çubukoğlu from Turkey, Ege University. I graduated from International Relations Department in 2007. I think master program of UNINOTINO is big opportunity for us because the topic of European Union is very important for us. We graduated from International Relations Department. Also, we are candidate country in the European Union. There are intensive struggle of Turkey for the membership of European Union, and for this, congratulations the UNINOTINO for giving this opportunity for us. The introduction is enough.
Yes, and what about the role of the monetary union in the process of financial integration? That is
the euro is second largest currency in the world economy. The euro plays an important role in the member states' economies. As a result of this, it also has a vital duty in global economy. The euro is the official currency of 16 countries of the 27 member states. The states known as Eurozone in the world. The useful of the monetary union, there are several useful things of the monetary union. One of them, price stability, job creation, low interest rates, reduced cost for travelers, lower cost for business, and increased the trade. There are several stages of European Monetary Union. The first stage preferences trade areas. The second one, fair trade area and custom union, single market, economic monetary union, and completely economic integration. There are Euro optimistic and skeptics. The farmer group believe that the euro would be good for everything, which makes it necessary ingredient for the completion of the single market. The pessimistic group implies that the European economy lacked the necessary preconditions for becoming an optimal currency area.
Okay.
Thank you so
it is
much.
enough. Very good. Let me introduce Mr. Mohammad Mustafa Alabsi, a Syrian student, Syrian of origins, but French of education. He has worked on a very interesting subject, that is to say, a subject called the concept of political European space. That involves all the problematic cultural, political, and geopolitical problems that all of you have studied during these masters. And what else? I'll just start and introduce your work.
Ok, alors je commence par justifier le choix du premier sujet qui est le choix du concept de l'espace politique européen. En fait, ce choix c'est lié aux raisons historiques du projet de l'Union européenne ainsi que les actualités de l'Union européenne. Parce que la question qui s'est posée les dernières années, est-ce que le projet de l'Union vraiment est un projet public ou bien un projet politique? Nous savons tous que le projet de l'Union était un un projet politique, un choix politique qui a été fait par les chefs d'État membres après la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Mais dernièrement, récemment, depuis le référendum sur la Constitution européenne en 2004, on a vu que le public européen était concerné et pas concerné en même temps, parce que moi, puisque je vis en France depuis 2 ans, j'ai vu que les citoyens européens ne sont pas au courant du projet lui-même, et c'est pour cela que j'ai choisi le premier sujet. Bien sûr, il y a beaucoup de débats, il y a beaucoup de débats entre les partis politiques, par exemple nationaux, qu'il y avait de fausses, de fausses campagnes électorales pour déformer le projet constitutionnel ou pour déformer le projet de l'Union européenne. Et d'autre part, il y a des gens qui disent que la Constitution, le concept d'une Constitution, c'est quelque chose de très compliqué pour qu'elle soit traitée par les citoyens eux-mêmes. Alors, pour aller dans mon étude, moi personnellement, et à partir des cours sur lesquels on a travaillé, moi j'ai trouvé que l'espace politique européen, il existe, mais d'une façon partielle, et je l'ai traité par plusieurs domaines. J'ai vu le problème, la problématique dans un côté social et public, les politiques menées par l'Union européenne depuis 60 ans, depuis sa création, d'un point de vue philosophique, et je me suis référé surtout au cours du monsieur Resta, et sur quelques conceptions que j'ai beaucoup adorées du philosophe historien. C'est un historien, mais moi je le trouve comme un philosophe, Benedetto Croce, parce que c'est un vrai historien, c'est un philosophe parce qu'il comprend l'histoire, c'est quelque chose qu'on ne peut pas comprendre tous. Et la troisième partie, c'était le niveau pratique, le niveau sur le terrain, comment l'Union européenne a été construite, le niveau institutionnel et le système de gouvernance, et le débat entre le philosophique et le juridique du sujet. La gouvernance et la relation entre les institutions de l'Union et entre les axes de pouvoir, l'axe supranational et l'axe intergouvernemental. Alors la première, et aussi j'ai parlé un peu de l'espace de liberté, de sécurité et de justice, qui est le troisième pilier du traité sur l'Union européenne 92. La première partie, c'était une introduction historique où j'ai parlé de l'histoire de l'Europe depuis le Moyen-Âge, depuis la Renaissance, et je le présente et je la vois, l'Europe, le continent européen, je la vois comme un espace d'idées qui n'a jamais arrêté d'exporter ses idées, tout ce qui a contribué à la construction ou bien à la configuration de notre monde actuel. Il a une naissance en Europe. Alors de loin, moi je trouve que de loin à l'époque, l'Europe était le monde moderne, alors que de dedans, elle était déchirée entre les États-nations. Alors moi j'ai conclu qu'on peut dire relativement, et d'un point de vue philosophique, que l'Europe depuis la Renaissance c'est un espace commun parce qu'il représente un espace d'idées. Même que les idées étaient en conflit comme comme le communisme, le socialisme et le capitalisme qui a aussi que les États-Unis a participé à son essor. Alors deuxième partie, c'est l'historique. Deuxième partie, c'est la partie philosophique. Dans la partie philosophique, j'ai parlé, comme j'ai dit, je me suis basé sur le cours de M. Resta et sur quelques conceptions de Benedetto Croce, surtout le dialecte entre processus et procédure, et la Respublica, le pouvoir constituant. Et après, j'ai passé au juridique, où j'ai parlé du langage des juristes qui n'arrivent pas à comprendre la signification du modèle européen ou l'architecture, et ils voudraient que l'Union européenne change d'expérience pour qu'ils puissent comprendre avec leur langage strict et leur dictionnaire qui ne sont pas absolus, et qui veulent que l'Europe change de projet complètement ou bien choisisse le modèle fédéral ou confédéral, etc., pour qu'ils puissent la comprendre. Et à la fin de ces deux parties, philosophiques et juridiques, moi je conclus que je vois que ni le point de vue philosophique que j'ai adoré, ni le point de vue philosophique peut résoudre le problème, parce que sur le terrain, on a besoin aujourd'hui d'une Europe puissante au niveau public, au niveau citoyen, parce qu'elle n'a pas de légitimité vu le déficit démocratique. Le Parlement européen, maintenant, il a beaucoup plus de puissance avec l'entrée en vigueur du traité de Lisbonne depuis quelques semaines. Mais moi, je trouve que la justification philosophique, elle justifie vraiment quel est le problème de l'Union, mais elle ne résout pas les problèmes actuels. Alors que de l'autre côté, le côté juridique, je trouve que les juristes, ils ont vraiment besoin, bien, ils ont le droit de parler du chaos dans le système de gouvernance, parce que finalement il y a une bataille entre l'intergouvernemental et le supranational. Il y a surtout la dérive bureaucratique qui bloque, ou qui représente des obstacles à toute éventuelle avancée du projet. Et alors moi j'ai passé à un troisième champ, qui est le champ public, les politiques publiques européennes, pour mesurer à quel point on peut parler d'une légitimité de l'Union européenne, loin du juridique et loin du philosophique. La légitimité, moi, à mon avis, à ce niveau, elle provient du degré d'intervention, de l'efficacité et de la visibilité des interventions et des résultats des politiques publiques européennes. Alors, premièrement, j'ai parlé un peu de la politique agricole commune et des résultats qui ont été obtenus, surtout en ce qui concerne la pénurie alimentaire et la sécurité alimentaire après la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Alors, c'est un objectif qui a été largement dépassé. Et là, maintenant, aujourd'hui, l'Union européenne représente l'un des exportateurs agricoles ou alimentaires les plus forts et les plus puissants sur la scène internationale. J'ai parlé un peu de la politique d'environnement, la politique d'emploi. J'ai parlé de la politique des régions et les fonds monétaires, etc.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Oui,
Merci,
oui.
j'ai beaucoup parlé. Je suis désolé.
Ça suffit, très bien, très bien.
Merci.
Monsieur Elassan, Afifi.
Je peux commencer. Bonjour à tout le monde. Donc, mon sujet concerne les relations bilatérales entre le Maroc et l'Union européenne, c'est-à-dire le Maroc dans le cadre de la politique étrangère de l'Union européenne, depuis le processus de Barcelone, qui a instauré le partenariat euro-méditerranéen.
Merci, monsieur Lafifi. Voulez-vous expliquer les relations de votre pays, le Maroc, dans le cadre de l'Union euro-méditerranée? Votre pays. Merci.
Oui, maintenant on parle du statut avancé du Maroc. C'est un cas unique pour la région de la Méditerranée. On parle du Maroc comme le bon élève de l'Union européenne, c'est-à-dire il poursuit avec collaboration, avec coopération et avec précision les décisions de l'Union européenne. On a trois volets.
L'acquis pour l'énergie, l'acquis pour l'énergie de substitution.
Toujours depuis le processus de Barcelone, depuis le partenariat euro-méditerranéen a instauré trois volets. Le volet politique et de sécurité, le volet économique et financier et le volet culturel, social et humain. Donc sur tous ces niveaux.
Quelle est votre conclusion dans la relation?
Pardon?
Votre conclusion?
Donc sur
Vous n'avez pas.
Conclusion concernant la globalité des relations entre Maroc et l'Union européenne.
Oui, merci.
Maintenant, on parle du statut avancé. Dès le début, on parle du partenariat euro-méditerranéen. Dans sa globalité, maintenant, on parle d'un statut avancé accordé au Maroc par l'Union européenne, qui concerne les trois volets, les trois fameux volets, l'économie, ce qui est politique et ce qui est culturel.
Merci.
De rien. Merci.
Bonjour Ismaël.
Bonjour.
Bonsoir en fait.
Bonsoir.
On a vu l'heure. Alors, votre thèse était toujours sur l'euro, donc l'euro d'un point de vue économique et légal. Je vous demande juste en 2 mots de vous présenter, l'université, un petit parcours, et après on va discuter de votre thèse, s'il vous plaît.
Donc, je me présente, je m'appelle Ismail Afifi, je suis un jeune Marocain, j'ai obtenu un master au Maroc dans le cadre des études euro-méditerranéennes. Maintenant, j'ai continué mes études à l'ENA au Maroc, à l'École nationale d'administration. Et j'ai fait des efforts pour s'inscrire au doctorat.
Alors, de votre thèse, bon, je répète en français comme ça, pour l'égalité des opportunités, je l'ai dit avant en anglais, que je vous remercie, je remercie toute votre classe, j'étais honorée de travailler avec vous, parce que j'ai vraiment aimé la connaissance et la passion que vous avez mis dans ce master, au moins pour ce qui concerne ma partie. Vous avez très très bien travaillé. Votre thèse, je ne voudrais pas vraiment vous la faire discuter toute, elle était très intéressante du point de vue juridique et économique aussi, parce que vous avez touché aussi la partie financière de l'euro. J'aimerais venir avec vous brièvement aux conclusions, puisque j'avais une petite chose... c'est vraiment quelque chose qui relance peut-être des études approfondies plus avant. Là, vous dites que l'Union européenne a des défis et des enjeux à gagner, surtout à l'échelle internationale et surtout pour ce qui concerne les pays voisins de la Méditerranée. Vu qu'on est là, qu'est-ce que vous pensez du futur de l'Union européenne en partenariat avec l'Union méditerranéenne, même si ce n'est pas vraiment que l'euro? Désolé de...
c'est avec l'euro, on travaille avec l'euro parce qu'il y a un adage français qui dit la monnaie c'est les nerfs de l'État. Donc on peut dire au niveau européen, l'euro c'est les nerfs de l'Union européenne. Donc pour les politiques européens se consolider encore, l'Union européenne est convoquée de renforcer notamment le niveau économique et le niveau économique et financier avec les pays voisins. C'est-à-dire, si l'Union européenne aide les États du bassin euro-méditerranéen, c'est-à-dire les pays du Maghreb et les pays de Mashrek, la Syrie, le Liban, la Turquie, s'ils renforcent avec ces pays, s'ils renforcent les relations économiques et financières, ces pays, le niveau des pays va s'améliorer. Et si le niveau de ces pays s'améliore, c'est-à-dire que les défis il n'y a pas beaucoup de défis économiques et financiers.
Et de là, au niveau social, on peut descendre.
Non.
On peut partir du niveau économique, on va arriver aussi au niveau social.
Au niveau social et politique.
Et politique. Très bien.
Donc, mon opinion, c'est de commencer du niveau économique et on va automatiquement s'améliorer au niveau social et politique.
Très bien. Je vous remercie beaucoup.
Merci, monsieur. Merci, madame.
Lara est une étudiante libanaise.
Ouais.
Elle a traité le sujet toujours de l'euro d'un point de vue économique et légal, n'est-ce pas? Une petite présentation, on peut dire que Lara était l'animatrice de nos chats, de nos discussions en chat. Vous étiez l'animatrice un peu en quelque sorte de nos discussions. Elle était vraiment toujours très participative. Et alors, de quelle partie? Parce que votre thèse aussi était très intéressante, soit l'analyse légale que l'analyse économique. Dites-moi vous, Lara, en quelques mots, disons plutôt votre conclusion de la thèse, parce que la partie analytique, c'était très bien faite, mais on ne va pas la reprendre.
Yeah. I start by talking about you want me to...
just the conclusion of your thesis.
The conclusion... can I do a summary?
You can go briefly through the
Yes.
thesis and go ahead.
I start my thesis by by the historical background, and I mentioned the positive and the negative effects of the euro and the process of integration. Then in the second part of my thesis, I talked about the financial crisis and the response of the European Union in this crisis. And in the conclusion part, I talked about how the Commission commissioned le groupe de Jacques de la headed by Jacques de la Rosière and the recommendations.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, the other student from Lebanon.
Sure.
Introduce yourself and tell us from which university you're coming from, and then I will talk a little bit about your thesis.
Okay, my name is Akram Shbeir. I came from Lebanon. I came from the Lebanese University. And
that's all. And that's my time. Your thesis is entitled "The Economic Policies of Evolving Europe."
That's right.
But you worked also from a political and cultural point of view. So it is, I can say, a complete work. This is my opinion. It's a very complete work, a very good work.
Thank you.
You described the process of the evolution, of the economic evolution of Europe.
Chronologically speaking.
So just talk about that briefly, okay?
Sure.
So, okay.
Okay. First, I'm talking about evolving Europe economically. I'm focusing on why Europe wants to unite itself and the reasons and how in all domains possible, everything in life, from policy to from politics to economics, environment, whatever. And then why? Because in my opinion, we have 4 or 5 reasons. We have first, European countries are similar to each other, and every similar country or entities tend to be attracted to each other. And secondly, because they want to achieve peace between them, they want to recapitulate their hegemony in the world. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, this was possible again. The dream of the European ancestors became realizable, and but they began with this in 1950 with the Schuman Declaration. Okay, and the Schuman Declaration, in the first step, it was for achieving peace between Franco-German relationship, and then they invited all European countries to participate. But Germany and France, they were the core of Europe. That's why they began with them, with the coal and steel production. And the third and fourth reason, in my opinion, they are the external evolving of Europe with the ENP, European Neighborhood Policies. The third one was to achieve peace and prosperity inside Europe, and to do that, they need to have a circle of friends to ensure security, to eliminate danger situations. And the fourth reason, in my opinion also, that they want to have they want to say kind of sorry for the people they harmed, the colonized countries, the past colonized countries. They want to give them in return, they want to give them back, they want to make it up to them somehow. They want to aid them, some donations, some collaborations, collaborating with them in energy field, environment, and whatever. But the main reason still achieving peace between European countries themselves, because they will have this way common strategies, common beneficial results. And chronologically speaking, we will cite. Let's cite first. Let's cite some important stages, economical stages of evolving Europe.
Sorry if I interrupt you, but you described all the stages, the historical process very, very well. So I think this is enough. You gave us the complex structure and situation of Europe, and so this is enough.
The reason and how. How they are uniting themselves and the reason.
Why, how, and what they wish to. So this is very relevant. What we all wish to.
Well, let me give you just two citations. The EEC, first the ESCS, the coal and steel community, European coal and steel community, that was the first step, and then the most important Paris Treaty and Rome treaties. They were the biggest achievements of all, and giving a single market or common market, custom unions, and common policies like trade policies, like for transport policies, like energy policies, environment policies, CAP, common agriculture policy. They are all very important for Europeans' life and the whole world life, because they are affecting all the others, and they are cooperating with the others, and they are putting some prosperity to the world.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wahiba Meroubaïf de l'Algérie, étudiante à l'école doctorale en sciences économiques et sciences de la gestion, la spécialité d'économie appliquée et gestion des organisations. D'accord, mon thème est la politique européenne de voisinage depuis 1995 et l'état actuel du partenariat euro-méditerranéen de l'Algérie. Comme on dit, le sujet central de cette thèse est connaître l'évolution de la politique européenne de voisinage depuis 1995 et la compréhension de sa nature, de la relation entre les États entre eux et comme on dit, le vivre dans un milieu instable et d'insécurité a montré une concurrence entre les pays pour entrer et engager dans plusieurs des politiques pour maintenir son cas en général du pays, soit pour le côté de la politique, de l'économie, même le cas du socio-humain. On a essayé de donner ou d'examiner un peu un cas appliqué comme le cas de l'Algérie, puisqu'il est un pays arabe, est un pays dans le tiers-monde. Je peux parler un peu de l'Algérie puisque c'est mon pays. D'accord, l'Algérie a fait un grand effort pour améliorer son niveau, mais puisque le milieu est un peu instable, puisqu'on a connu une période très mauvaise, la dernière période, mais en tout cas, je peux dire que l'Algérie a signé l'accord d'association avec l'Union européenne en 2002, mais cette politique a entré en vigueur en 2005, c'est-à-dire juste 4 ans. Ça et pour l'Algérie a profité beaucoup plus pour cet partenariat, mais on a deux cas. On a dit pour le partenariat euro-méditerranéen a commencé en 1995. Et d'accord, cette politique a continué. Par exemple, en 2004 apparaît la politique européenne de voisinage, qui est son rôle le plus important et le renforcer ou le compléter de cette politique. Après ça, cette politique européenne de voisinage a connu des points faibles, surtout dans l'anniversaire en 2005. Pour ça, elle a apparu l'Union pour la Méditerranée en 2008 comme son rôle pour le renouveler ou le renforcer cette politique. Le cas de l'Algérie dans ces deux politiques, c'est que l'Algérie a confirmé que cette politique politique est très très importante pour lui et elle digne que cette politique, elle digne l'attention. Mais pour l'Algérie, le but elle n'est pas une priorité pour l'Algérie. La politique européenne de voisinage n'a pas la priorité dans ce moment. De ce moment, elle concentre surtout pour améliorer l'accord d'association de la politique européenne de voisinage, même si le même cas pour l'Union pour la Méditerranée.
Merci, mademoiselle Waiba. Depuis des bénéfices et le cadre historique de la partenariat, pouvez-vous examiner les effets négatifs de ces partenariats? Merci.
De ce partenariat, on dit qu'elle a fait un grand effort, mais il y a des points faibles, par exemple, surtout dans le côté politique, surtout pour une question d'Israël, les attentats à Palestine, fait une grande chose, surtout pour la coupure de l'Union pour la Méditerranée, même si le même cas pour l'Union, pour le partenariat euro-méditerranéen, c'est une chose très importante. Aussi, on peut dire que dans le cas d'économie, surtout pour l'Union pour les Méditerranée et même l'Algérie, elle a dit qu'il n'y a pas de clarification importante pour le moyen de financement de ce politique. C'est une politique qui n'est pas claire dans la côté de financement surtout. Et ça, en général. Ouais.
Merci, mademoiselle Waiba.
Ouais, je vous remercie tous. Merci.
Oh, welcome, Ms. Zinabdid. You approached and you examined in your final dissertation thesis the neighborhood policy, indeed. So this is a common core in this final discussion. As far as the vision and the perspective your country has of the last years of this partnership, could you please address common issues and possible benefits? Thank you.
Okay. Jordan started its relationship with the European Commission, the European Union or the European Community in 1977, but these relationships were more cleared and specified after signing the action plans in 2003, and it has been ratified in 2004 within the ENP or European Neighborhood Policy. Actually, in my thesis, I classified the projects or twinning projects between Jordan and the European Union into two categories. The first one is the completed activities, and the other one is the ongoing activities. Okay, completed activities like the drug administration, audit bureau, customs department, and others. But regarding ongoing activities that are not yet concluded, let's say improvement or the improvement of the rehabilitation centers in Jordan with the assistance of the Directorate of Public Security. Actually, according to the ENP report of Jordan in 2007, it says that Jordan showed very good commitment in fulfilling the action plans implementation or in implementing the action plan in political reform, but it showed a lesser extent in regarding economic reform.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Abdulillah Burdin Al-Ajarma from Mu'ta University, from Jordan. I write from the ENB since 1995 and the current statute of Euro-Mediterranean partnership process.
Yes, our colleague has just introduced to us the historical framework of the partnership involving your country, Jordan. As far as the last years,
Yes.
what is the peculiar role of Jordan and what can we do together? Thank you.
The history of diplomatic relationship between Jordan and the UN established in 1977, and it is signed in 1978 agreement. In 1995 signed Barcelona process. Then ENB offers broader perspective for our partnership and present a unique opportunity to further development of EU-Jordan bilateral relation that will bring Jordan closer to the EU through supporting economic and legislative reform as well as enhanced trade through the gradual extension of four freedom, goods, service, persons, capitals.
Would you please mention the main targets in the indicative program Jordan approved for years 2007-2010? So
Yes.
what is next steps? Thank you.
In 2007, the total number of touring projects benefiting over 27 countries over the last 7 years exceed 1,000 and period by over 1.3 billion euro for the whole country. Jordan has 265 billion from this ANB since.
Thank you so much. Let me mention that Ms. Adadin was a wonderful student and participant in our class. I could say same of you all. So I really thank you. I was honored to be a tutor in your class. And as far as many of you, I received, and we are all still receiving so many proposals for keeping on cooperating. Therefore, I feel that we are still building something. I really thank you. As far as your final thesis, I have the feeling that you made a strong effort to summarize the current relationship involving Jordan and the European Union. I would like to ask you your personal experience, because I have the feeling that you are really a Euro-Mediterranean citizen now. Would you explain the audience your personal experience in this respect?
Yeah.
Thank you.
First of all, let's say that this experience is one of the Euro-Mediterranean cooperation, Jordan and the EU. We are students from different countries, and this is like, let's say, an occasion from the European Union, let's say, to let us know more and learn about this culture, the European culture. And I was pleased to know this culture. By this master course, we got to know more about this European Union, and also about Jordan, how it is working with the European Union. Okay, we are citizens, but sometimes you don't know what your country is doing, all right? So our cooperation, Jordan and the EU, was based about, let's say, political, economic, social. What I really liked about is the social part, where we're talking here about youth. It's really good to build a great base of youth, because we are the young people. We are going to build our countries. So we have to know more about the countries around us. We have to know more about the constitutions, maybe for the European Union, because when we talk about European Union, we're not talking about one country. We're talking about more than one country, 27 countries, which means 27, let's say 27 ideas, 27 principles, which is something that we should know. This master course was one. Let's say it's an example of this cooperation. Other than that, in Jordan we have different festivals where European citizens, let's say European creative people come to Jordan. We have the Jerash Festival, which is also like, let's say, a monument of the Roman Empire. We Jordanian people, we celebrate it, let's say, every year in August. There are concerts that are held there by different European countries, and this is for the social, let's say. And of course there are other things, let's say economic and other things too. I don't know if you want me to continue.
As far as your professional experience, being a young jurist involved in this union, what are you experiencing?
What I'm experiencing in this, let's say...
In this framework, yes.
This framework. Let's say it's an opportunity to get to know the European Union's constitution, the European Union's with the surrounding countries, because as we know, the European Union is trying to be to make this ring of neighbors all around, and this master course, this occasion, is letting me know more about the European Union, which I think it's going to be one of the best economic institutions in the world after the US.
Thank you, Ms. Adadin.
Thank you.
Mr. Said El-Sabeh is not only a young jurist in the Euro-Mediterranean Union, you are currently involved in your country acting as a jurist in your public administration, correct? And I remember each week we met in a chat room in our class, we were commenting in a very straight, very critical way what was going on in Europe, in the Euro-Mediterranean Union, and in each of our countries. You were very involved, and I appreciated your participation so much. As far as the conclusions you reached in your work, would you please just report briefly to the audience what is currently involving Egypt, your country, in the Euro-Mediterranean Union? Thank you.
Okay. First, ladies and gentlemen, really I am pleased and honored to present my modest thesis in brief on giants professors in Europe. Idea of my thesis rises on the shift which happened in European policy from conflict to scramble or dialogue with the third state in our world. In terms of the Europe countries was follow policy conflict colonial toward status third world throughout 19th and 20th century. After the end of the colonization in the mid-20th century, the European countries succeeded in establishing an integrated union among its countries, and that has already acquired in 1929 by Maastricht Treaty. European Union countries are pushing a policy of scramble, civilization, dialogue, and peaceful communication toward states third world instead of a policy of conflict, colonialism, and the ambition of others' culture. For example, an Land Foundation and Open Sky Europe project we are regard. The European Union moved to completion of a ring of friends with neighboring countries through a process of Barcelona 1959, and which included among European Union states and Mediterranean countries then the adoption of the European Neighbourhood Policy in 2004 with wider form. Finally, the Union for Mediterranean 2008, which adopted the idea of setting up French President Sarkozy, which was one of the most important fruit. The Mediterranean Solar Plan is a project of Union for the Mediterranean to install concentrating solar power in the deserts. All those four square European Union borders and the establishment of a free trade area with the free movement of goods and people between countries of the partnership. Arab countries signed a partnership agreement also with each other, and the most important of these conventions, Agadir in 2004, although was between four countries only in the framework of the Barcelona process, are Egypt, Jordan, Tunisia, and Morocco. But it considered the beginning of the establishment of a free trade zone in the Euro-Mediterranean. There are many aspects handled the Mediterranean Union something. First, the financial crisis in the recent times, Arab-Israel conflict, high rates of immigration, and the increasing gap between social classes. Egyptian economic cooperation with the European Union, not the result of the European Partnership Agreement signed in 2001, which entered into force in January 2004, but its roots to 1977, when the agreement was signed, financial and economic cooperation.
Thank
Egypt.
you. Thank you. I just wish to mention that in your conclusions, you quoted Professor Dastoli. Would you just recall for the audience the quotation in your conclusion?
I don't understand you.
You said by 2010 we wish to be in the Mediterranean area, not our sea only, but our land. And you were quoting Professor Dastoli.
I like these words. Really.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mrs. Samia presents final dissertation in the European Neighbourhood Policy since 1995 and the current status of Euro-Mediterranean partnership process within the Union for the Mediterranean. I would like to ask our candidate to present a brief presentation of her final dissertation. I'd just like to add that personally, having lived many years in Egypt, I'm particularly interested in the developments of this Euro-Mediterranean partnership, and in particular on the role that Egypt has in this field. The floor is yours.
First of all, I'd like to thank all who helped me directly or indirectly.
Speak in the microphone.
Okay. I'd like to thank all who helped me directly or indirectly on the completion of this research. Special thanks to Mrs. Maria Amato Gretu, who helped us and allowed us to the opportunity to study in this university, and allowed us to use the new technology, moreover of idea where the frontier are overcome. My research is divided to two parties. Premier parties is the theoretical part. It includes three sections. Are number one, Euro-Mediterranean partnership, and number two, European neighborhood policy, and third section is Union for the Mediterranean. The section or the second part is the practical part. The practical part is through application of these policies on Egypt, my country. The creation of Euro-Mediterranean space is essential to achieve a more united region, allowing us to confront in better condition from the Barcelona process and the European neighborhood policy to the Union for the Mediterranean, offers us a global vision of Europe's permanent interest in the Mediterranean and in the southern shore of the European continent. Egypt is conducting a review of the results of the Barcelona process and the partnership agreement with Europe to achieve national interests. The lastly agreement signature in the last 2 months, about 2 months, is agreement in free trade of the agriculture products. The last agreement was signature. And despite the Barcelona process has completed some important steps towards deepening cooperation in the Mediterranean, including the establishment of the Parliamentary Assembly Mediterranean, Egypt, as a coordinator of the Arab group in the Barcelona process, sees the main objective of the launch of the Barcelona process hasn't been achieved, where the tension and conflict continues to characterize the main parties in the Barcelona process. In my opinion, the two sides, Egypt and the European Union, should participate according to the text of the convention to review some of the items received and business in order to achieve maximum benefit and to amend some articles of the benefit of the Egyptian side. In my opinion also, I see the importance of the dialogue and the mutual knowledge of the other, since that recent events have revealed the importance of the European citizen learn the Arab culture and civilization of the countries of the southern Mediterranean, where knowing the other can't be only one party. Finally, we hope more and more cooperation in various fields between Egypt and the European Union, in particular, and the strengthening of relations with Mediterranean countries in general. I imagine and hope in a fair and permanent agreement reached in the Middle East. This agreement will give a way to strengthening of regional cooperation between Euro-Mediterranean partners. I dream that the frontier between all partners are finally open. The Human Development Index in the regional shows a clear improvement. Poverty is diminishing, employment is increasing. Also, the economic growth and the demographic transition result in an improvement of standards of living in the Maghreb and the Middle East. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Mohammed. Mr. Diab presents final dissertation on the same topic of the European neighborhood policy since 1995. I would like to present to the Commission a brief summary of her dissertation.
Okay. First, I am Islam Dia from Egypt. I want to say thank you for my Prof. Garetto and my tutor Francisca, and I am so happy to be there in this evening. About my presentation, I think all my friends talk about all the aspects of Barcelona process. And I thought when I sit there in this place, what I will say now, nothing to say, but I will try to say. I have one question about that. My question is what the Barcelona process tries to do. Okay, if we talk about all aspects of the cooperation between all of countries of the Euro-Mediterranean, and we will find a lot. There are many conventions and the declarations between the Mediterranean countries aimed to one thing. What is that? It is the human, and the human. No difference between if this human from the northern side, from the Mediterranean Sea, or southern side, but that is only the human. So if we want to talk about the Barcelona process, we should talk about first about the human. What we want to do to this Euro-Mediterranean human. Okay, we talk about people from Morocco, from Egypt, from Jordan, from France, from Italy, from anywhere in around the Mediterranean Sea. But when I heard my friends talk about Barcelona process. What is the rule? What is the goal of this? I need to know. So I thought it is the human in the family. It is the human. I want, as I imagine, if I use from the officials, people to put this declaration or put these rules. What I will do, what I will say. Okay. First, I will say we want to raise the standard of living and development, the education, and strengthen the dialogue and reform. Everything touch the human in the both of sides of the Mediterranean Sea, the northern side and the southern side. No difference between us. So if the difference is the water, okay, we can go. We can go. I am from Egypt, but I know in Italy for 3 days. That is what that is Barcelona process. It is what to say. It is say we are one. We are humans, and we should to take care about each other. And if we want really partnership, so we should to talk about our rights, okay, as human rights, women rights, and children rights, and development, everything, development, the justice development, the economic development, the dialogue, the political dialogue, not political dialogue between only the countries, no, between the peoples. Okay, everyone mission his country or her country is the best, is the wonderful country. Okay, but we should hear each other. Okay, so I think the best thing here I can talk about is Anna Lindh Foundation. It is so great foundation. It is, I think, hosted in Alexandria in Egypt, and this is a great woman. Made a lot of actions for the cooperation between all the countries and all the people, regardless if you are from the northern or north or the south. So when I talk about the Barcelona process, I thought, as I said, what I will say after that. So I will say one thing: if we want really genuine partnership, we should to focus, to be our premier focus is the human, okay, and get our rights, okay, our political rights and economic rights, and I will talk about something fast.
I don't want to shorten your speech, which is very was passionate, I just would like to point out how important are the things you are saying. There's a great French historian, Fernand Braudel, who in his masterpiece on the Mediterranean at the time of Philip II indicates how the Mediterranean has always been a sea that unites and does not divide. And he shows it through a whole lot of social, historical, and
that is the goal. That is the goal. Okay, okay. I am here to say that. Okay, what is the goal of the Barcelona process? If we talk about all aspects of this cooperation, we should talk about the human first. Not, I will talk about the political dialogue and the economic dialogue. Everyone here know what is the political dialogue and the economic dialogue, but no one here know what is the should to say about the human. Okay, if I wanted to go to Italy, what I will do? You know that? No, I have to go to the embassy and stay there and ask me a lot of things to allow me to go there. You know that? It is so bad questions. You don't know what is that, and it is so bad actions. I saw that with myself. Okay, that is make me think. Okay, I heard a lot of questions. Okay, what the Barcelona process try to do? Okay, tell me. Nothing.
Mrs. Deyab, this is extremely important, and I think we have the whole board, the final board, has well understood your presentation, and we are most grateful for this very strong speech you're delivering. And surely, if I have to express my personal opinion, I find myself, from a human point of view, I understand myself much better with any Egyptian person from Egypt rather than from Finland. Not that from Finland there are people who are different from any other, but one understands oneself around the Mediterranean. One speaks the same language of the eyes, of the hands, and so on. So we are all very grateful for this very good presentation. And
okay, I want to thank you and okay.
Shukran.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Sono Patrizio Bianchi, sono il presidente della fondazione della conferenza dei rettori. La conferenza dei rettori vi saluta la Università Uninettuno e saluta con grande gioia e con soddisfazione il vice ministro Scotti. Il sistema universitario italiano ha uno straordinario potenziale e lo straordinario potenziale del sistema italiano è rivolto a tutti gli amici del Mediterraneo. Siamo pertanto molto contenti di questa iniziativa, rivolgiamo a tutti voi i migliori saluti, il miglior grazie e da parte nostra anche la sicura certezza che svilupperemo ancora meglio tutti assieme questi nostri rapporti che sono essenziali per il nostro sviluppo. Grazie onorevole Scotti, grazie professoressa Garrido, grazie a tutti voi.
Riconoscerete sicuramente alcune di queste facce perché sono stati i vostri professori video. In questo momento è appena arrivato il nostro ambasciatore Rocco Cangelosi che è stato appunto, voi l'avete conosciuti, quelli che sono venuti con me a Bruxelles l'hanno conosciuti perché era allora ambasciatore alla Commissione Europea che rappresentava l'Italia e ci ha ricevuti insieme all'allora vicepresidente Frattini e vi hanno fatto un po' conoscere quelle che sono le realtà europee. In questo momento è il consigliere diplomatico del nostro Presidente della Repubblica, Giorgio Napolitano.
Grazie tante, mi fa molto piacere appunto di potermi intrattenere direttamente con voi e non soltanto attraverso uno schermo televisivo. Sono molto lieto di sapere peraltro che abbiate seguito anche i miei corsi, come quelli di tutti gli altri docenti qui presenti. Spero che le nostre spiegazioni siano state chiare, che i nostri messaggi, i messaggi che vi abbiamo cercato di farvi pervenire, vi abbiano aiutato nella vostra ricerca, nei vostri studi. Vi ho parlato dell'Unione Europea, della quale tra l'altro, come ha detto la professoressa Garita, ero rappresentante permanente dell'Italia durante il periodo 2004-2008, un periodo molto interessante perché attraversato da tutti i problemi concernenti la ratifica del Trattato di Lisbona. Ora finalmente il Trattato di Lisbona è stato ratificato, il 1° dicembre è entrato in vigore, l'Unione Europea avrà adesso a disposizione strumenti e anche persone come il Presidente stabile dell'Unione Europea e l'alto rappresentante che potranno dare all'Unione Europea una voce unica nel contesto internazionale e rafforzare i rapporti con i paesi dai quali voi provenite nell'interesse reciproco. Colgo l'occasione per rivolgervi i miei migliori auguri per i vostri studi, congratulandomi per i risultati da voi raggiunti.
Prima di consegnarvi i vostri diplomi, abbiamo invece il nostro vice ministro Vincenzo Scotti che vi porterà un saluto del governo italiano.
Io sono grato alla mia amica Marisa di avermi invitato qui questa sera. Io voglio dire a lei, all'università che rappresenta, tutta la gratitudine del governo italiano. E voglio dire a voi, studenti di questa università, che il governo italiano è impegnato in Europa a portare avanti una politica di cooperazione e di integrazione. Certamente in questi ultimi 10 anni, voi l'avete studiato, l'Europa non ha fatto molti passi in avanti. L'Europa è stata impegnata fortemente nella sua espansione verso l'est, nei paesi dell'ex Unione Sovietica. Ora è venuto il momento in cui l'Europa deve proiettarsi fortemente sul Mediterraneo. Più impegnato l'Europa nel favorire la pace in uno dei punti più drammatici del mondo. Ieri è stato a Roma il ministro dell'Educazione dell'Egitto ed è stato ribadito la volontà dei due governi, ma credo di tutti i governi del Mediterraneo, per una più stretta cooperazione culturale, scientifica, universitaria. Il professor Bianchi sa che noi abbiamo chiesto ai rettori delle università italiane di impegnarsi, pur con tutte le loro difficoltà che hanno in questo momento, in una missione internazionale ed in un ruolo preciso nell'ambito del Mediterraneo. I governi possono fare molto nel sostenere, nel spingere, ma poi gli attori sono le università, i centri di ricerca, gli studenti, perché se voi, studenti della sponda sud del Mediterraneo, non giocherete un ruolo nel conoscere e nell'integrarvi con i vostri colleghi dell'altra sponda, non costruiremo un partenariato forte. È la società civile che viene in gioco. Noi siamo destinati a dialogare. Il ceppo delle nostre civiltà è unico. Dobbiamo riscoprirlo pur nelle distinzioni e nelle diversità. Io mi auguro che voi diventiate persone, promotori di pace, di dialogo, di integrazione. Se lo farete insieme costruiremo la pace.
Ringraziamo moltissimo il nostro Vice Ministro perché con le sue parole è entrato anche nel vivo del nostro lavoro. Con i nostri corsi abbiamo cercato di trasferirvi delle conoscenze sul nostro mondo, sulla nostra cultura, sulle nostre politiche, ma con molta sorpresa e con grande ammirazione ho seguito ciò che i nostri tutor e i nostri docenti mi hanno detto settimana per settimana, della grande partecipazione di voi studenti alla creazione di conoscenza attraverso la rete. Ho letto alcuni vostri interventi nei forum, ma ho visto anche le vostre tesi di ricerca. E oggi noi vi consegneremo un titolo di master che non è la fine di un processo, ma spero che sia l'inizio di nuove attività da svolgere insieme. Contiamo molto sul vostro aiuto per realizzare ciò che alcuni di voi mi hanno scritto come ringraziamenti sulla tesi, una università a cieli aperti, senza frontiere, in cui c'è uno scambio continuo di interrelazioni culturali. Aiutateci a crearla voi. L'Islam degli Ab 110 e lode.
Il Master ha unito in un comune percorso di formazione e di interazione studenti provenienti da 8 paesi del mondo arabo: Algeria, Egitto, Giordania, Libano, Marocco, Siria, Tunisia e Turchia, che hanno avuto l'opportunità, grazie al modello di insegnamento a distanza dell'Università Telematica Internazionale Uni Nettuno, di conseguire un titolo di studio riconosciuto sia in Italia che in Europa, senza muoversi dai loro paesi.
I wish to increase our relations, both the parts of Mediterranean states and our country, Turkey, and the states of Europe, all European Union states. We will increase the solidarity, cooperation between us.
Mi auguro che questa iniziativa di questa sera sia una iniziativa soltanto che reca il numero 1, con tanti altri numeri fino all'infinito che potranno seguire a questa iniziativa. Il Mediterraneo è un'area importante, voi siete il simbolo della rappresentanza di un'area che per noi è strategica e quindi mi sembra eccellente questa opportunità anche in chiave di futuro.
Je tiens à remercier infiniment l'Université Télématique Internationale Uni Nettuno pour les efforts fournis dans le cadre de la coopération et l'échange culturel entre les deux rives de la Méditerranée. Je tiens à remercier Madame Maria Amata Galito pour les efforts, pour son soutien tout au long de ce master. Merci, merci, merci à vous.
Nous venons du Liban. Je m'appelle Amira Aboumrad, ex-doyenne de la faculté de droit de Beyrouth, faculté nationale. Je suis venue avec mes étudiants. Je remercie indéfiniment l'Union européenne ainsi que l'Université Uni Nettuno. On vous remercie beaucoup. Je vous remercie, Madame, avec tous ceux qui ont collaboré avec vous. Vive l'Italie, vive l'Uni Nettuno, vive le Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
C'est un petit souvenir du Liban. C'est le cèdre du Liban. I would like to thank Italy and Uninet Uno, and especially our professor Maria Galito, for this great opportunity to be here with you in Rome. Thank you.
Je m'appelle Afifi Ismail, je suis jeune marocain. Je suis très heureux d'être avec vous, tous les collaborateurs de l'Université Uni Nettuno. Ce master concrétise réellement l'échange et la coopération entre la rive nord et la rive sud de la mer Méditerranée. Merci à vous. Merci, merci.
Well, from the geographical point of view and from your age, you are the future. We are trying to give you a good future with our efforts.
We are very happy to obtain the master degree between our professors and Garetto. Thanks a lot about that, and I hope to your university best wishes and I will to tell my friends in our country, Egypt, about university. Thank you.
Je m'appelle Samah Abdelaziz, je viens d'Égypte. Ça fait 3 ans qu'on s'est regroupé avec Uninetuno, avec ce programme Open Sky Europe, qui regroupe pas des gens si sympas de 8 pays qui se sont rencontrés en Jordanie il y a 3 ans et qui ont bien travaillé leur master. Aujourd'hui, on a bien fêté leur cérémonie.
Sono Daniela Salmini, sono presidente del nucleo di valutazione di Uninetuno. Mi è piaciuto moltissimo questo programma, è stata una bellissima cerimonia e auguro a tutti, come si augura qui in Italia, le cose più importanti della vita: amore, salute, soldi.
Everybody, we are very pleased to be in here with other students from other countries. Congratulations, the Uninetuno, and thank you so much. It's a very pleasure. I am so happy. Thank you so much.
We'll witness more cooperation between the European Union, the Arab countries in general, and Jordan in specific. Thank you.
Today I am very happy for got great master degree from this university, and I thank all professors and of course Mrs. Maria Amata Garetto and who helped us.
Muribaye Wahiba de l'Algérie. Je veux dire que l'éducation est une ligne en ligne. Uninetuno, nouvel projet et grand projet. Elle a connu et maintenant, à partir d'aujourd'hui, va connaître un grand avenir et un grand futur. Je veux dire que main dans la main, on va faire une bonne chose. Je veux dire aussi que la paix, l'amélioration de la vie, c'est le rôle de tout le monde. Uninetuno est une addition pour le monde.
Il mio augurio è un augurio per tutti voi, perché rappresentate il nostro futuro e perché sono sicura che voi insieme a noi troverete la strada perché i nostri paesi, i nostri popoli dialogano meglio. Noi la guerra la dobbiamo solo studiare nei libri di storia. La cultura, la conoscenza ci deve aiutare tutti a portare nel mondo la pace. Fate come me, io non voglio più usare le parole tolleranza. Portate questo messaggio nel mondo, dobbiamo parlare di conoscenza e di rispetto delle differenze. E questo è il mio augurio, che tutti insieme lottiamo perché questo sia fatto nel mondo. Grazie per quello che avete fatto voi per noi.